Hello, it's Carolyn from thepurpleponcho.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful crochet 3D flower. We're going to start with a spiral center and placing 16 petals going around to form the circle flower. It's so pretty. Okay, so to begin, I'm using a size H crochet hook 5mm and some number 4 worsted weight yarn. So go ahead and make a slip knot, place it on your hook, and we're going to start with chain 3, form a ring by inserting your hook in that first chain, yarn over and pull through to close up the circle. Chain 1, working over your tail, go into the middle of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a single crochet. We're going to place 6 single crochet in the middle of the ring. So there's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and pull on that tail a little bit. Close up the circle just slightly. And coming over to the first stitch, that's our chain 1 right there. So we don't want to go there. So we're going to come over to the first stitch going in the back loop, and we're going to place 2 single crochet in there. There's 1 and 2. And then I'm going to place a stitch marker in our first stitch. So looking at the V's on top, I'm going to go back to that first stitch. Okay, so I've made 2 in that first stitch, and we're going to place 2 singles in the back loop of each stitch going around. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I'm back at my stitch marker, so I'm going to take that out. Okay, and now that's round 2. Round 3, we're going to work 2 single in the back loop. Again, place that stitch marker back in there in that first stitch. So I'm going back to that second stitch from my loop, 1, 2. Okay. So there's first 2 stitches in the same stitch. Now we're going to place 1 single in the next, 2 single in the next stitch. That's 5. And 1 in the next. That's 6. Repeat that around. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and now we should have 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3. So in those last three stitches, we're going to place a single crochet in the next, and again a single crochet in the next. So that's 15, 16. So we have 16 stitches, and I'm going to slip stitch in that last stitch. Kind of bring that circle back down. Okay. And we're ready to start our petals. We're going to end off this yarn. And then go ahead and pull that through. I like to make another knot on top. And that's now secure and ready to weave in. So to start our petals, I'm going to take my next color, make a slip knot, and put that on our hook. And to make the petals, I'm going to start in the second chain back from where we ended, so I can show you how to make the petals over this little area here. Okay, so we're gonna insert our hook in the back loop and slip stitch. That's to connect our yarn to our project. And now chain 3 and place a double crochet in that same exact stitch in the back loop. So we have a double crochet and we have a chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3. We're going to rotate our work to the side, yarn over, and we're going to work a single crochet around this single crochet here. I mean a double crochet. So work a double crochet around the double crochet below. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our first petal. Come down to your next stitch in the back loop and slip stitch in there, and that brings it back down. We're going to repeat that again. Chain 3, double crochet in that same stitch in the back loop, chain 3 again, and place 5 double crochet around the previous double crochet. So inserting your hook in that chain 3 space, working around that previous double crochet stitch. And all 5 stitches go around that same stitch. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now, working over this long tail, I just lay that across the top of my stitches. Coming down to my next stitch, which is right here, I'm just going to go in that back loop, insert my hook, yarn over and pull through, and then slip stitch. And I'm ready to start my next petal. So that's the only tricky part, I think, right here in this section. The rest of the petals are all the same, just working into the very next stitch, going around in the circle, in the spiral. Okay, so there's 3, 4, and 5. Bring your work back up right, find your next stitch, going in the back loop, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again. That's a slip stitch. And chain 3 and repeat again. So you're going to keep repeating this all the way around until we have 16 petals. I have another sample here. Oh, wrong one. Okay. My sample here. So I have my last petal here, and we're just going to slip stitch to the last available stitch, and then we're going to count our petals, because you see they're kind of floppy, you know, and we want to make sure we have 16 for this design. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I'm back at my working loop. So there's 16 petals. Okay, and now to get it to look more uniform and a little bit more manageable, a little bit more under control there, you can see how these are kind of floppy. We're going to begin our next round. We're going to slip stitch into those 3 chains. So insert your hook in that first chain, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch. Go in the next chain, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch. And then that last chain, same thing, and slip stitch. Now go into that space, the chain 3 space, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch again. Chain 3, and we're ready to start joining the petals together. Find your next petal, go into that chain 3 space, yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. That's a slip stitch. Chain 3, find your next petal, go into that chain 3 space, and slip stitch. Chain 3, find your next petal, go in that chain 3 space, and slip stitch. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. And when we come back around to our final petal, chain 3, and to finish the round we're going to slip stitch to the beginning chain 3 space and end off your yarn. Isn't that pretty? This is just adorable. I have so many patterns coming out with this flower. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. And here's the back. Isn't that nice? So to weave in your ends, I just bring the first and the last petal to the back, and I thread this on a yarn needle and just go up and down on one side with this petal and then end that off. And then this one that's up at the top, I weave it in and out of the chain 3, bring it down through this petal up and down a couple times, and then end that off. The original, or we already went around with one of the ends, so that one's already woven in. And then with this, this is our beginning tail that was down here at the beginning. You could just go ahead and weave that through a few times on the back side, and then that's it. The weaving in is pretty easy on this design. I love that. To add some embellishment, follow the spiral around until it ends. So down here where my hook is. So I'm going to insert my hook down here where it ends, and I'm going to take a piece of yarn. It could be the contrasting color, it could be the same color. Take a piece of yarn and bring it through and leave a tail to weave in later on. And just following around your stitching, wherever your hook, the next stitch, right, wherever your hook finds a spot, just go ahead and yarn over in the back and bring it to the front and then pull it through the loop on your hook. It's a slip stitch. So this is like a surface crochet or a free-form crochet. Okay, so yarn over in the back, pull it up, and then slip stitch. Try to keep your slip stitches a little bit loose. I know some people slip stitch really tight. And just go ahead and repeat this, following your stitches all the way around your spiral, or around the center. Super fun to do. And when you get back around to where you started, if you're following your spiral, you will just automatically move up to the next round or area. Okay, so here I'm at the next area. So you can see my next stitch will go right here. So I'm automatically moving up or closer to the center. And you just keep following it along. Okay, now I'm grabbing my tail. I don't want to grab my tail. I'm going to keep that over there. And this is totally optional though. You don't have to do this. You can leave it open and it looks really pretty without the surface crochet or freeform crochet. It's just another option. So when you get back around to where it's getting kind of hard to get your hook in there, I wouldn't say hard, but it's getting a little bit closer, right? It's getting tighter, closer together. And then you can just go ahead and end that off. Let's see here. I think I will. So just make a big loop and then bring your hook to the back. And I'm not sure where I want to come up yet. Let's see, right there maybe. And just put the loop on your hook and bring it down. See how that looks. It looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Awesome. Okay, and so you have, here's my tail. Okay, so you have your loop there. I'm just going to end the yarn off. And then I'm going to pull that yarn through my loop and tighten it down. And then I would just take my yarn needle and run this yarn back through, weave it in and out to hide that. And then I would take this one and just go up and down this petal here. Bring that petal to the back again and then just weave it in and out. So here's another option. Super pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to make these beautiful 3D flowers. So many things you could do with these. So stay tuned for lots of patterns coming up with this. All right, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for crocheting with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.